And just like that, hey everybody, how is it going? Welcome to the hashtag Lockboss show and giveaway. Look at that. I'm even on just a smidge early today. How cool is that? So I'm curious, how was everybody's weekend? You know, it was Easter weekend, typically a good time where family gets together, and I would absolutely love to know what you did. I can tell you for my family. So my family rotates between going to my parents' house one year, the Lockfather's house, and then my in-laws the other year. And this year was with the Lockfather. So really good time, good get together, and something that he's done. Shoot, maybe. I mean, as long as I can remember when I was a kid, is he puts money in Easter eggs, little plastic Easter eggs, and hides them all over his front yard. And, back in the day, my sister and I, would get our things, we'd run around, try to get the money and stuff. And it's really cool to see my sister's kids and my kids kind of all get together and run around like crazy and find all the Easter eggs. My 6-year-old Alice actually got the most amount of money this year. She got $22. So she got the jackpot, which was a $10 bill in one of them. So that was pretty cool. She was excited. Although she was yesterday trying to hit me up for another 10 so she could buy something. I was like, no way. Absolutely no way. But definitely let me know what you guys did in there. Looks like, let's see what we got here. It's like FTRV did 2 lockouts on Easter. Peltzerman says I can't wait till Super rolled so I can hide my own Easter eggs. And he'll forget where he found them. That's good. That's good. Oh my gosh, spring skiing. Adrian, what's up? How cool is that? Yeah, right. All of our mountains around here still have a few weeks left in them at least. So that's pretty cool for them to stay open and see that. James says, I built a house out of sand with my 4-year-old niece and nephew after the Easter egg hunt. Very cool. James, George says, more fun to hide real eggs instead of plastic eggs. Oh, so true. That'd be a good one. But, well, cool. Very good. So, of course, we're going to hop right into it here in just a minute. We're going to be going over the post of the week, the comment of the week. Then we're going to be talking about our almost favorite conversation, inflation, said no one ever. And then lastly, we're going to be announcing this week's 5 lucky Lockboss winners. Now, of course, throughout the process, I'm going to be sipping on some Topo Chico. I've been waiting all day for you. Nope, now I'm spilling it everywhere. Tell you what, some glass bottles were back in stock, and I've gotten used to the plastic, but there is something about a glass bottle that just kind of makes you feel cool, I think. All right. So let me go ahead, pop up the slides here, and let's have a little bit of fun, huh? All right, here we go. Post of the week. All right, this one comes in from G Keyman 565, who's on the live today. How's it going? He says, here's a photo of the stuff I got. Thank you very much. I like the mat. Seems very thick, and the shirt's great. Nice color, and the shot glass should fit in my collection just fine. You guys have always sent prizes that fit me real good. Thanks again. Yeah, no, absolutely. You're welcome, and thank you for being here and participating. Very cool. All right, next up is the comment of the week. Ed says, another excellent interview from CLK, and thanks to Eduardo with JMA for his experience. Y'all are helping us get to the Lockboss level or Lockboss level. How cool is that? Yeah, I tell you what, having Eduardo on last week was a ton of fun. He and I talk all the time, although I will have to say, he and I talk, weekly for sure, but I actually haven't spoken to him since he's been on live. So I don't know. What does that say? I don't know. We'll find out. But no, having Eduardo on and talking about the Burn Assembly here, really cool. Really cool to have him and get his perspective. And, he's someone I should get on and pick his brain more in front of you all. It's pretty interesting, his perspective on key blank manufacturing, really, and how much he's willing to share is pretty cool. All right, Ed, thanks for sending that in. Oh boy, here we go. Gas prices and inflation. I figured, it would only be fair to bring this up again. It's been about 3 months, and I think it's time to do a little bit of a check-in. So I have some slides I'm going to share with you. We can kind of talk about a little bit. And, I think it's one of those that, of course, all of us wish it wasn't so. Unfortunately, it is. I think the harder part for us to figure out sometimes is, how do we make sure we don't get eaten alive by it, yet make our customers feel good as well, right? And it can be such a fine line. I think most of it's actually mental for us, but let me go and pull up the slides. Let's kind of dive into them here a little bit and kind of let's see what we're cooking with here. All right. So here we go. So here is 18-month average retail price chart. So this was pulled actually a couple days ago. And you can see, right, all the way back over the last 18 months. The good news is it looks like we're down a little bit, right? Down at 3.4 as far as gas prices go. None of us miss, last June with that. It looks like right around Christmas we had a nice little low spot, but we're at least kind of down there a little bit. But what I find more interesting is actually looking at this next chart here. Look at this. All right, so I pulled this from Gas Buddy, and it is the chart of the price per gallon across the USA. And tell me you're on the West Coast without telling me you're on the West Coast, right? Look at that. Just the most highest, like the California up in the Seattle area by far is the highest, with the lowest seeming to be right around, I don't know, maybe Texas, most of the South, really, it looks like. So interesting. I wish what we could actually see is what the prices of the tax on the gas would be, because I have a feeling a lot of that is made up on the prices there. But so according to this, the high is somewhere over $4.29, and the low is, what does that say there? 251, under 251. Looks like people are saying what areas they're in. Yeah. What does it say? Chris says, I am in the yellow. Well, hey, if it makes you feel better, you can kind of see right where up in Idaho towards the top of the north of Idaho there, you see where we're at. Yeah, we're not, if you travel just a few miles out of here, we're definitely in the yellow area. So yeah, there you go. Got one more slide here for you. All right, so this is just the 12-month change, the CPI index. And as you can see here, right, most notably, you look in like 2008, 2009, that gray area, of course, of the Great Recession. Kind of fast forward to 2020, you see that nice little sliver there, where you see that nice cliff fall off, and then, well, you see where we are today. So it's up there a bit, right? It is up there a bit. Well, hopefully, though, it's going to kind of go down a little bit, but I don't know. I think in a lot of ways, none of us really know. But looking at this stuff, right? It's just really fun to look at. All of it doesn't tell us anything that we all don't just know by just going outside, right? Going down the road or buying something, whether it's supplies or groceries or gas and all that fun stuff. But what is actually more important is what does that look like for you and your family and your business, most importantly. And so I'm gonna go to the next slide here, and I've put together just a few really basic things. Now, these are definitely things that that apply to me. I do because the problem is if inflation gets too far along where your prices are, it's going to require a very steep increase, which is not good. And then B, there's not much worse in business than being crazy busy, being stressed out, doing work all over, and yet running short on money or not making the money that you should be. And a lot of times we just think that, we just need to do another job today and we'll make that money. And although that can be true, most often is what's true is that if our prices aren't keeping up with what it cost us to do business, it can definitely put us in trouble here. So what I did is I put a few things together here. Let's talk about each one for a minute, though. The first is compare year to date versus last year to date on expenses. So if you use like QuickBooks, FreshBooks, Xero, any of those accounting softwares, you can easily just pull up a quick profit and loss and compare it to last year's in the same period. And really is what you're really wanting to look for is kind of where your sales are, but more importantly, where is your total costs, right? That's going over gasoline, that's going over insurance and parts and supplies and all that stuff, and just seeing where you're at. And it's really just a easy indicator that takes just a couple clicks inside of the accounting program to get a feel for where you're at. Next up is audit your trip charge fees to see if you're driving for free. A lot of times, and I'll speak at least to the area that we are, there are, if we talk about the county, we live in a pretty big county. I'm sure you do as well. And there's a lot of nooks and crannies to that county. And sometimes you can find yourself going quite the distance for no extra than almost going across the street. So just being mindful of kind of what that looks like and what you're doing there is something good to look at. Next up, probably one of my more favorite ones is check to see if your main every month charges have any promotions. So most recently, here, let me take a swig here and I'll tell you about this. So I most recently used a service. There's a bunch of services. I'm going to not name the service I used because I don't think it was really any better than any other. But essentially, there's services out there that you can upload your bills to, right? So I uploaded for CLK as well as my home, like my internet bills, my telephone bills, those sort of bills. And I put them in there, and on your behalf, these companies will actually negotiate those bills. So they'll literally call up Spectrum for internet around here, or T-Mobile or Verizon or whoever. And they will talk to them on your behalf. You give them permission. And if they get your bill lowered on the first year of savings, I think they collect 20%, 15%, I think. And I mean, it varies per fee. But if you don't want to sit there, I mean, who wants to call Verizon or T-Mobile, right? Nobody. I mean, it's a pain. But maybe you want to, or if not, just Google and find one of those services and have them call and negotiate on your behalf for those. And a lot of times it's just like what promotions are out there and that sort of thing. And then they'll just, put them in the loop and you'll get the savings. So like for me, our Spectrum bill, they lowered $180 for the year. And it was, I think it cost me $20 for them to do that. So I tell you what, I'd pay $20 just to not have to call Spectrum because it's painful, right? But anyways, those are the type of things that you can do them yourself if you have some downtime, or you can use a service if you don't want to go through the hassle. Either way, some of those bills, just take a look and see what kind of discounts are out there. I think it's one of those weird things, right? Have you ever sat there like I have and you're watching TV and you're watching a commercial and you're like, okay, so the service that like they're offering like this deal on, $25 a line internet, and I use them and I'm paying way more than that, right? And it's just like, why don't they just automatically lower my bill? And it's because they're not going to, right? You have to call them and get them to do it. So, yeah, so that's just something you can check out if you want to. Next up is look for gas stations that offer no cost discounts. I recently was in a, using Gas Buddy, as Curto says, to look for good gas prices and gas deals. But so I was recently at a gas station and I went in to get myself a energy drink. And when I was checking out, they said, "Hey, you want this card?" And it was just like a fake credit card type of thing that they said for the next, so I don't know, it was like 3 months or something, that if I put that in, I would put my credit card in, then put that in when it went to the rewards screen. And I saved 10 cents a gallon for 3 months doing that. And I was like, that didn't even hurt, right? Like it didn't even hurt to do that. It took essentially zero effort, zero time, and I was saving. So if you have not, that might be something to look around in your area. Worst case, go to like Gas Buddy and just try to find any sort of deals you can there, right? But more importantly, those are my little things to check. But more importantly, what I want to hear from you in the comments is, what tips and tricks can you share that you're currently doing or have done to help kind of keep the costs low, keep track of them a little bit, and all of that stuff. So I look forward to seeing those in the comments. So looks like Locks and Y says he likes to fill and run off. It's way cheaper that way. Temporarily. Oh my gosh, that's good. But all right. So anyways, go ahead and put those in the comments. Share them with everybody. I can't wait to read them myself. And we'll go ahead and move on to this week's winners. Now, Julio, you haven't been popping on any music here, but I guess I really haven't prompted you to either. So Julio, go ahead, pop up some of that good, feel good music for us. Not too loud though. All right. Not too loud. Not too loud. Something like that. All right. Let's do this. All right, let's go over the rules and make sure we're all on the same page. So what to do if you win? You want to email us your shipping info to sales@CLKsupplies.com or call us at 800-848-6989 and we'll send your gifts soon. How to win? Just comment on our videos with the hashtag Lockboss. Winners will be chosen from comments on the previous week's videos for our weekly giveaway. You will also be entered in to win the Triton Ultimate Edition key machine, and that winner will be announced on May 4th, 2023. That's coming right around the corner. I mean, before you know it, someone is going to be getting shipped a brand new $5,500 key machine for 100% free. That's pretty cool there. All right, so with that said, let's go ahead and get into the winners here. Winner number one is Robert Patton. Robert, congratulations. Winner number two is Lucky Strike. Lucky Strike, congratulations. Winner number three is B. Strickler. Congratulations. Winner number four is Joseph Stein. And last but not least, winner number five this week is Rodrigo Sarabia. Hopefully I said that right, Rodrigo. But congratulations. Tell you what, so that's kind of what we have going cooking here. Let me go over to the comments. Let's see here. Let me scroll through here for a second, see if I can see in it. Yeah, Julio, let that beat drop. Let's see. Tax write-offs for locksmiths would be nice to know what can be written off. Pay off your usage as you see it on a credit card that gives points. Yep, absolutely. It's easy where I live. Pretty much as every monopoly, so I take what I can accept. Cell phone, yeah. Let's see. Use the Upside app for gas and a credit card that gives me points. Good stuff. Yeah, I mean, credit cards that give points are just so amazing, aren't they? Oh, hey, look at Rodrigo Zung. Hey, I'm glad I said that right. Very good. I don't do that often, so I'm glad I did. I use gift cards to buy all my daughter's college books every year. I got 30 cents off my gas per $100 spent. I spent $1.50. I spent $1.50 per gallon off gas that year. That's cool. I belong to Kroger. John Falk says, I guess I can pull it up. I always forget that there. I belong to Kroger Rewards. Every $1 I spend on groceries, I get 1 point. For every 100 points, I get 10 cents off my gas. Sometimes I can knock off 50 cents. That's cool. That's very cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. And, tell me if you agree or disagree with this. But a lot of times, you can do just a little bit of extra work or just remembering and be able to save a little bit of money, right? And I think in a lot of times, like to take advantage of that is good. I mean, we see people on our website with our rewards program by putting orders in. I mean, we've had people put orders in every day for a week, just about without hardly paying anything by just using their rewards, right? So it's good to do it where you can, but at the same time, when it gets a little too annoying or it costs money, it just kind of is not fun anymore. And that's how I always feel about like credit cards, right? So I like my credit cards are the 1.5% and or 1.5 points per $1 spent. And although I could, we put enough on them where we could do the 2x points but pay the yearly fee. It just doesn't feel right, But speaking of, I just moved one of our cards we've had with Capital One. I mean, forever. I just moved it over to Chase, not only because it gave you $900 for doing it, but because Capital One's, I don't know if you guys noticed this, changed how they let you redeem the points, right? So I like to use my points for golfing, right? And I can go golf for free, essentially. But they changed how you do it. And it's like, I pretty much get 50 cents on the dollar now to do those points. So I was like, I can't be doing this, right? Cannot be doing this. So I had to switch to a different card. But yeah, definitely go ahead, everybody. Keep putting your tips or tricks or what you've done to save money. But those are a lot of good things that everyone has shared for sure. Yeah, Lux NY says, what's in your wallet? Well, I got Chase and Capital One now. That's what I got. But very good, everybody. Well, hey, I hope all of you have a wonderful Tuesday evening. I tell you what, we have some great videos coming up. And I want to wish y'all a good evening. And Julio, if you wouldn't mind, go and put some music on. Put a little bit of music on.